Before we begin, I would like to invite our listeners to help support our podcast and YouTube channel by becoming a Patreon of Vital Bioenergetics. By joining our Patreon, you are not only supporting the free content that we're producing, you will receive coupon codes, special offers, and inside information on the work that we're doing to help humanity raise their vibration to the next level. Please go to www.patreon.com/vitalbioenergetics and become a Patreon today. And now for today's podcast.
Welcome to High Vibes with your host Bill G and co-host Nina G. At High Vibes, we're looking into what it means to be a fourth dimensional being in an ever-changing world. We hope that by listening to this podcast, you can feel a greater sense of peace and connection as we collectively raise our energetic vibration to the next level. And now for today's podcast. Hello and welcome to High Vibes. I'm Bill G and I'm here solo today with our frequency upgrade. But before we get into the frequency upgrade, we have a quick programming note. Next week, Nina and I will be having a conversation with Laura J., who is an expert in light language. So that promises to be a very interesting conversation. So, just so you know, a frequency upgrade is a form of Akashic dowsing that exists outside of space-time so that everyone listening to the upgrade will receive its benefits no matter where or when you happen to be listening to it. How it works is that just before the podcast, I douse a program or condition that High Self decides that you, our listener, needs to hear, right now. I then discuss and provide you with some insight on what High Self has been providing to you, and then I take you through a short guided meditation so that way you can get on with your day with this new set of wisdom in your conscious mind. So today's frequency upgrade begins with the time temple charts. In particular, coming in is the dominant life pattern chart, which is time temple number 1. Now, I found this particularly interesting because it automatically came in through the red zone. So when anything comes through the red zone, this is something that is really struggling to come through as your high self saying, hey, you need to pay attention to this, even though it may be on the periphery of your awareness. The highest form is the creator being. The soul family involved is the grandparent. The soul community is neighbors. And the dominant life pattern is inventor. So what is this trying to tell us? A creator being is a type of person who can manifest into reality all that is that they want and need, even if what they believe they need is not in their highest possible good. They have charismatic power and the ability to bend reality to the whims of their ego, and the effect is either building up or breaking down the illusion. On the physical level, they're people who are attracted to building businesses, inventing new products, or commanding large groups of people to build microcosmic societies. On the metaphysical level, creator beings are responsible for the deliberate creation of the illusion that we call reality. So every tree, every rock, every physical vessel in creation was a deliberate creation by one or more of these types of beings. The soul family here of grandparents. So this can be a physical grandparent, or this could be a person who is a grandparent-like figure. Soul community is what's really interesting in this, is the neighbor. When we're talking about our neighbors, we're not necessarily talking about family members here. We're talking about people who live close to us and people whom we see on a daily basis, but may or may not be on a first name basis with. But everything that you do in your neighborhood is affected by decisions that you make. Like, for example, you decide that you want to build an extension on your house, or you decide to build a swimming pool or whatever. That's going to affect all of your neighbors, whether you think about it or not. So we're talking here about actions that you're taking that affects the people who live and interact close to you. When we're talking about dominant life patterns, what we're talking about are archetypes, business archetypes, or it could be just career archetypes, or it could just be a way that you're relating to the world. Here we have the inventor. This is saying that you're a person who utilizes applied science to create or improve upon something designed to improve life on the planet. While the scientist is content to study the physical world and to unlock its secrets of existence, the inventor takes that knowledge and derives a means for humanity to have a better life experience. This can also indicate a person who solves problems by creating entirely new protocols through the creation of new tools. So what's the theme we're seeing here? Because always the first thing that comes up is the overall theme of our reading and our clearing. So you've got a creative being. That could be you, or that could be just the energy around what you are dealing with right now. Grandparents are people who are sometimes, often in our lives, especially when we're small children, because these are the parents of your parent, or they might not be, but their beliefs and prejudices and whatever have an imprint on our beliefs and prejudices. With the soul community of neighbor, this is interesting because these are the people in your neighborhood and the inventor. Now, this is saying that you are using applied science to create something better for your neighborhoods. And the fact that it's in the red tells me that there is a creation process taking place that you are very much involved with, and that your participation is absolutely necessary. We move on now to the Twin Flame Within protocol. Now, the Twin Flame Within protocol is all about the self's relationship with the self. So what we're doing here is we're trying to heal your internal dialogue to be something more creative, something more expansive. So it works with Chinese cosmology, and what comes up is the causal plane. Now, the causal plane is the realm of thought. It's impossible for us to do anything unless it gestates from a thought. We have a thought, which turns into a emotion if we think it's a good thought or a bad thought, and that emotion turns then into action. Okay, so this is where it's existing right now, in the causal plane, that place where a idea becomes a thought. And the phrase that came up with this protocol was cosmic gestation becomes corrupted if foreign energy forms are attached to it. So this is a caution. This is saying that our inventor here, which could be you or it could be a neighbor of yours, this invention is in danger of not coming to fruition because of foreign energy forms. Now, what kind of foreign energy forms are we talking about? If you've listened to our other episodes when we discuss the fourth and fifth density within the law of one, we have positive fourth and fifth density beings, and we have negative fourth and fifth density beings. Those foreign energy forms, especially in the negative realm, like to attach to our thoughts and ideas in order to bring down the energy of it. Say we have a really, really great idea, and I want to see it to fruition. I'm really, really excited about it. A foreign energy form of a more negative nature attaches to it, and all of a sudden I'm not so excited about it anymore. Oh, I don't think it'll work. I don't think anyone's going to buy that. I don't think it's going to be as successful as I think it's going to be. That cosmic gestation of that idea that was going to create such a wonderful new thing in the world now has been nipped in the bud and never gets to see the light of day, because now the energy attached to it is of a negative nature or a hopeless nature. And what we need to do is we need to constantly clear that kind of energy, so that way true cosmic creation or cosmic gestation can actually take place. The next thing we're moving on to is from the spiritual response therapy charts. And we have here a soul program that consists of 3 charts. Now this is going to get a little esoteric here because, again, we're talking about invention of something that is going to help your neighbors and yourself, and it's rather cosmic in its manifestation here, because we have here from chart 3, levels of soul consciousness, we have ultimate consciousness levels. From chart 28, which is called final forgiveness, we have clear memory impingements. And from chart 29, which is called final blessing, we have embryo. So again, we're going back to this idea of cosmic gestation, of inventing something new to help yourself and your neighbors here. So we have the ultimate consciousness levels. This is the realm of bringing in ideas from above into our physical reality in the ultimate consciousness. So ultimate consciousness can also be interpreted as the morphogenic field or the collective unconsciousness. We all want to live better lives. We all want to bring together ideas and just start creating a better world for everybody. Clearing memory impingements. Memory impingements are things in your experience, either in this life or in other lifetimes, which causes impingement. It causes things not to happen. We want things to happen because we want to make a better life. But all of that time when my boss said that the idea was just complete crap, and oh my God, I can't do it again because he was so humiliating. And that blocks the embryo. What is the embryo? The embryo is the cosmic egg. It is that point of creation of something absolutely wonderful. So what this program is saying here is things that have happened in your past life, past moment, because remember, life and time happens in a 4-second interval, so it's happening all the time. All of that stuff is blocking that new invention, that new idea which is brewing inside of your head right now. You've got this idea and you wanted to bring it to fruition, but it's being corrupted by negative foreign entities, and it is also being corrupted and stopped by your own thoughts and your own memories, which is, again, bringing down that energy. So this reading is all about creating something that is going to help your neighbors, is going to help your community to be a better place. But again, it's being blocked. It's being blocked by you, and it's being blocked by these foreign entities, which, again, these foreign entities, you can't think of them as these are little imps or these little demon things trying to stop you. They're you. They're the lower vibration aspect of you on those higher planes. And again, you got to just tell them, cut it out, or just clear them out, man. These things are just there to be your catalyst, to give you something to overcome. Lastly, we're going to be moving on to chart 32, which is called mop-up, a checklist, what is a mop-up. So here we're going to be bringing in some words from Robert Detzler to kind of wrap this up, put this into some degree of wisdom so that way we can really understand what's going on here. So the thing that came up was ideas in the consciousness of spirit. And it reads as follows. Spirit is the source of all that is. This source does not create the spiritual realms or form the physical worlds. Rather, it formulates ideas, which then contain infinite potential. Those ideas are the basis for creation and contain all possibilities of expression. Once the soul returns to the level of spirit, those ideas need to be cleared so they cannot affect the soul's ongoing expression. So again, we're talking about clearing memories. We're clearing out the things that are stopping you from having that full expression of these ideas. And what is this idea? I don't know. Maybe you have an idea for something to do in your community. Maybe there is something you need to say, or some participation you have to do in your community. I'm not sure. It really comes down to what is the thing that is happening in your life that you can make better right now for yourself and for your neighborhood. It is an idea that is just starting to formulate in your subconsciousness, but it's being blocked. It's being blocked by you. It's being blocked by your memories. It is being blocked by your ideas of what should be or what shouldn't be. And then on top of that, there's also this idea that if I attach too much of my identity to this idea, say you try it out and it doesn't work, or say that it does work and you're like, oh, great, that's fantastic. I've just made life in my community a little better. Spirit is also saying, okay, well, don't attach too much to it. Just let it be. Let it improve your community. And then when you move on, and as you are graduating up the ladder of soul consciousness, just understand that everything that you did in the physical realm will eventually just need to be learned from and then released. So the bottom line here, if we're going to wrap this all together, is that there is an idea brewing in your head to improve something within your community, and it's not family. Let's be clear here. It's about neighborhood. It's about people whom you are not necessarily related to, but people who need your help because you have an idea of an invention, something that is going to make things better, and we need to release the ideas of that it can't happen. For whatever reason. This could be, people say it can't work. I've got some memories of ideas that I had that didn't work before. So we're going to release all of that and clear that in our meditation and our clearing. So I'd like you to relax now. Close your eyes if you can. And just allow Spirit to bring into your conscious awareness that there is something you need to do. It's not necessarily a job, but it is something, an idea that is going to make life just a little bit better for the people who live in your neighborhood. We also bring into our conscious awareness the idea that invention and creativity is often blocked by our own inability to see it through, or we attach too many negative emotions to that which we want to create. These negative emotions may come from our own memories of inventions or ideas that did not work out. Maybe we were laughed at. Maybe we were discouraged by our parents. Or maybe it goes deeper than that. Perhaps in a past life, we had a great idea that was then trampled on, or we were considered outcasts because of our ideas to make things better in the community, because it went against some dogmatic belief within the community. We are also aware of our negative 4th and 5th density friends who love to cast doubt in our subconsciousness. That will never work. No one will ever accept that. For that, we need to undo that thought, that belief. We need to transform that thought, belief into something different, something expansive. And then we need to allow it to gestate, to generate into something beautiful. And then once the emotion and the thought are allowed to fully gestate into an idea that we feel passionate about, then we can simply do it. Take action. Make it happen. So we clear away the negative thoughts. We clear away the negative memories. And then once what we have created is successful in improving the life of the people whom we care about, then we let it go. Let the idea flow back into the ether. And that allows room for new ideas to come in and take its place. Now take a nice, deep, cleansing breath. Allow your eyes to gently open, knowing that the clearing work and the idea has now fully been integrated into the consciousness of spirit. Adane. Thank you for listening. For more information about Bill and Nina G, please go to www.vitalbioenergetics.com. See you next time.